Is a swelling storm, and I'm caught up in the middle of it all.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Sydney. I'm back with another video today. I'm super excited to be recording this one. It's just going to be a Q&A. Honestly, it was going to be a get ready with me question and answer, but it just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I couldn't focus on doing two things at once, so we're just gonna answer questions. Let's get started. Alright, so I actually did get a bunch of questions, surprisingly. Thank you for everyone who did ask me a question. I'm going to try and answer them all, but there is a lot, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but we'll see. The first question is just how are you as far as health-wise? Any new things with doctors and such, new vitamins / supplements that you've been taking? So if you didn't already know, I do have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO. I can do a whole video on it at another time. I probably will. I was diagnosed with it about 2 months ago, but I've been having symptoms for about a year, and they had just figured it out 2 months ago. But I went to a naturopath. She put me on a special diet, no simple carbs, no sugar, and basically just root vegetables for the next couple of months. And it seems to be working actually really well when I actually stick to the diet. I seem to feel so much better, so that's awesome. I'm also taking berberine supplement, oregano oil, L-glutamine, and then just spices, chai and peppermint and thyme and just things like that, like seasonings and herbs. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, the next question is, what was your favorite thing about going to school in Florida? And my favorite thing was definitely just the weather. That's the reason I went there in the first place. It's the reason I've always wanted to go there. I'm such a beach bum. I'm obsessed with the beach and the water and things like that. So waking up every single morning, even in the middle of fall, and having it be beautiful outside made me so happy, and I loved it. How did you come up with the idea for your arm tattoo? So if you didn't already know, I also have this arm tattoo. It kind of goes all the way down my arm. Just looks like that. It's basically a woman, and she has her hands up and it goes into a tree or branches. And to get the idea, I just looked on Pinterest. I kind of already had an idea in my head of what I wanted, nature and a woman, but I didn't know exactly how to get that into a sleeve, I guess, a half sleeve. So I went on Pinterest and I looked up pictures of women and earth and trees, and I sent them all to my artist, and then I had him reconstruct the tattoo that I have now. So what is your average meal plan like? My average meal plan is probably, again, I'm on this super restricted diet, so I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have Ezekiel bread with raw organic peanut butter, half a banana, and some cinnamon. For lunch I'll have a salad with grilled salmon on it. For snacks I'll just have nut mixes, and then for dinner I'll have quinoa, edamame, green beans, things like that. I can't really have smoothies because I'm not supposed to be having all that sugar, so that really stinks. And I can't really snack other than nuts or sugar-free, gluten-free paleo snacks, which I find some at Whole Foods. But again, I can do a whole video on my diet right now, my supplements and things like that, and I'll probably will do one, so. Alright, what are you majoring in? So I am a double major, biology and marine science. I want to be a veterinarian and go to veterinary school after I get my bachelor's degree in these two majors. So I'm also getting the University of Tampa as a school I'm going back to. I'm home right now, but it's a school I go to. They have a minor in environmental studies if you take these certain classes with the marine science and bio major, so I'm also going to be doing that too. What motivates you to get to the gym, and this one also matches another one, or goes along with another one, what motivates you to get into the gym, and what would be your best motivational advice for getting into shape? So I don't wake up and look at these quotes or anything that have super specific meaning for me. Honestly, I do read a lot of books though, that are philosophical. I think I've already said this in a video before, but philosophical books with about life. Right now I'm reading The Courage to be Disliked, which always just seems to know what to say, or for me to read it. Whenever I pick up that book I learn something new and I love it. Same with like the Four Agreements or The Alchemist. But honestly, you wake up and you have to realize that you want to do it for yourself, and you don't want to do it for anyone else. You don't want to do it for a boy or for Instagram or so people think you look good. Those are all things that can like follow if you go to the gym and you get motivated. But motivation really comes from within, and I wake up, I read a book, I drink water, maybe even like meditate for a little bit if that's what you're into, and get yourself to the gym, you know what I mean? And don't force it. If you wake up in the morning and you're just really not feeling it that morning, like you're exhausted from work and you're tired, don't go to the gym. But if you have nothing to do that day and you're not tired and you're just laying in bed, just get up and go, invite a friend, look YouTube videos up of workouts if you don't know what to do, and just things like that. So that's how I stay motivated. Instagram, YouTube, books, other people and my friends. How are the people in Florida compared to Massachusetts? What was it like adjusting? So honestly, it was way harder to adjust than I thought it was. I'm a super bubbly person. I can pretty much get along with anyone, but it definitely was challenging adjusting to school in Florida. The people are a lot different. Where I'm from, it's super diverse. And it is diverse in Tampa as well, but the University of Tampa is a private school. So most of the people who go there who aren't on scholarships or anything like that, or even if they are, some of them have a lot more, ooh, excuse my voice. They have a lot more money than a lot of the kids where I'm from do. And they're not used to, they're coming from schools that aren't as diverse. Not to say that they're not racist or anything. I mean, some maybe, but the ones I met, no one was like racist or anything, but they definitely were more ignorant to other cultures, religions, and things like that. And that was super challenging for me because I was like, my school was so big, and I was like, we had 5,000 kids, and my roommate, like her graduating class was only like 100, I think she said. Her graduating class was 100 and my graduating class was 800. So that was super different, and just like because of that, having different interests and like, I don't know, and like just different ideas and thoughts about things just because we came from different places. So that was super hard. It was also just hard to adjust because you don't have, like, freshmen can't have their car. So you can have a car. The campus was super small. Like, the University of Tampa is the same size as my high school pretty much. So that was weird. You don't have I didn't have a set job down there, and up here I had like 3 jobs that I was working at one time, and like down there I didn't have a job, I didn't have my car, and that was so hard because I was so used to just like going all the time, and then I got there and I was doing nothing, and I had classes at like 8 in the morning and then 7 at night, so it's not even like I could get a job during the week because my classes were literally just spaced throughout the entire day all the time, and like I couldn't choose my classes because I was a freshman. So it was rough adjusting, but I can't wait to be back and do it all over again, to be completely honest with you. So yeah. Someone asked, what made you want to get into YouTube? And I love this question because I feel like a lot of my friends at home are probably wondering. Honestly, I've always wanted to make a YouTube channel. Like, I've wanted to make one for the longest time. I love Maggie McDonald and like Hello Katie, Montreal Health Girl. They're all people who like sit down and do genuine talk videos, and whenever I was like feeling down, like they'd always have a video that was like relating to what I was going through or like where I was from, or just like sitting down and having like a girl talk, I guess you could say. And I was obsessed with watching those videos, and they made me feel so much better every single day. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I wish I had an outlet where I could talk to people like that, because I did make a blog. If you don't know about it, I will link it in the description, but I made a blog and I actually had hundreds of people, not even exaggerating, hundreds of people respond to my blog and DM me and be like, oh my god, I had no idea what was going on with your life, and this is happening in mine, and like this is like the doctor's, this is the doctor I'm going to, or this is the person that I'm seeing, or this is how I'm dealing with it. And it made me so happy that I started that blog, because it was like an outlet for me to just like tell everyone what was happening, as well as like having people reach out to me and be like, hey girl, it's okay, like I'm going through the same thing and this is what I'm doing now to get through it, and we can do it together. So I'm so happy that I made that, and it kind of inspired me to just make a YouTube channel so people could reach out to me again and I can reach out to them. And I've already had a couple of people say they love watching my videos and that I've inspired them to make their own channel. So thank you so much for watching. That literally means the world to me. So let's do one more question. Let's see. This one, I'm gonna end on this one. It's just like, how are you doing? How are you? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've had the roughest year of my entire life this year. I'm not trying to get sympathy from anyone, but both of my parents were diagnosed with cancer this year. My dad has colon cancer and my mom had breast cancer. That was challenging, obviously, on its own. And then I got to school. I still went to University of Tampa. And then I was dealing with my own health issues, of course, and at this time they didn't know what was wrong with me, so I was just kind of like going day by day, like just feeling like crap and like crying and being miserable, and then still knowing that my parents, what they were dealing with at home, and that was just too much for me to handle, honestly. It was super stressful, and it's been a rough year. It just felt like one thing after another was just happening to me, and I was like, what else could go wrong at this point? Like, what else? You know what I mean? Like, it was just never ending bad news for pretty much the entire year. Not to say there wasn't good parts, but it was definitely a challenging year for me. Sorry, the camera just got off. But I am doing better, and honestly, because this year was a rough one, I'm looking forward to what this one has to come. I'm looking forward to just focusing on my health and my family and just us together, and, you know, growing mindfully, physically, and getting it all back together again, piecing it back together. My mom is in remission right now. My dad still has some surgeries to go, but my health is on an incline, finally, for once. It is on an incline, so I'm so grateful about that, and I can't wait to just be back in Florida. Hopefully, you never know what's gonna happen, but hopefully I'll be back in Florida, healthy and living my best life again. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I seriously appreciate it so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and you can turn on post notifications too, so you can tell whenever I've posted a video. I don't really have like a set like upload schedule yet, just because I'm kind of just going with the flow, and like whatever is inspiring me that day, I'll make a video. But I do have a day in my life coming up on Monday after the Super Bowl. Go Patriots. Sorry if you hate them, but I am from Massachusetts, so go Patriots. I will be uploading a day in my life on Monday. So thanks.